Go team.
Like my fingernails barely touched.
Hey everybody! No intro music.
Hi.
Doug Fields here with Josh and Jana. And in place of Matt today,
Because he's late again.
he is late again, 2 weeks in a row. And we're just starting
Unbelievable.
without him, and it's significantly late. It's 18 minutes
We
late.
stalled, but we can't
We got
any
things
longer.
to do. We're
very
I'm
important
going to
people.
Well,
Africa.
some of
You're
us.
going to an Angels game.
Angels game, then probably the movies. What are you doing?
I'm
Work, probably.
really doing important things like taking care of my family.
Oh, family time. Always play that card, right?
My family's in Africa. Andy Brazelton is with us.
Hello.
Sitting in for Matt. Andy,
Yeah.
how's it going?
It's going really good.
Yeah, people have been
It's a
been
softer-
writing in. Well, people have been writing in every once in a while. Say you should have Brazelton on the podcast, and now you're going to prove why we don't.
I'm happy to be here.
All right.
Yeah.
No way.
Thanks for having me.
noticed that you brought a copy of the 1 Minute Bible for Students with a new cover here.
It's a sweet new cover.
It is a sweet new cover. I'm very excited about it.
Andy gets on the show, we immediately start killing products right now.
It's the way it should have been since day one.
He said, I'll do it if you mention
That
this.
is exactly what
Oh,
I said.
in your defense, though, we have finally updated that. Actually,
Oh my
every
gosh.
page has been
Come
updated.
on, tell me this isn't Jana. Do you love this?
Well, yes, compared to...
Not just even compared.
No, yes.
I love it, period.
It's
But
unbelievable compared to what used to be the cover of 1 Minute Bible.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
should do a before and after and put it as a shot on the
I
homepage.
love it. I saw it at the PDYM Student Leadership
Yeah.
last week. They
Yep.
didn't even send one to my house. I see it sitting at the deal. I was
They're
like,
cool.
I was so excited about it.
Did you actually shoplift your own book then, or? That would be
No,
cool.
actually, but I did just ask Jack. And typically, when you write a book, the publisher gives you free copies
Yeah.
of the book. The author, I get, in the early
box
days,
or
I used to
something?
get 10.
You got the first round.
Now I got
Oh.
100.
Oh,
Wow.
But I don't know. I don't
Big
know if
time.
I got 100 free 1 Minute Bibles because I like having them in my
Wow.
house when teenagers are over. I give them. So now
Yeah,
I've got a
yeah.
shoplift from Simply Youth Ministry. But I
Stealing
love
from
it.
yourself.
I love it.
Yeah.
One, it's because it's always been my favorite product. But two, it's so updated and it's cool and
It looks 100
Does look
times
good.
better.
very happy.
Congratulations.
Well, did we jack up the price or did we?
We had to. They raised the price on it by like $3.
Figures.
What do we sell this for now?
$11.99.
So
Still the
still-
best. It's still the best
cheapest.
price you can get
Right.
Well,
anyway.
it says $14.99 in the back, so $11.99.
Yeah, that's our price.
Cheapest anywhere, and it's sweet and brand new and updated.
okay.
Congratulations.
Great.
It looks
Should we
nice.
start the show now?
Do you get
We're ready.
a
Okay,
box?
now we're going to actually
Wait.
start.
If you buy a
We-
case.
Welcome to the
Okay.
show, everybody.
Did we get any feedback at all? We didn't get many letters
We got
this
like
week.
7 emails in an entire week. Yeah.
And
Are
nobody.
people losing interest in
I
the
don't
podcast?
No.
Are they still listening?
We're on the
Really?
featured. We're on the featured list again.
And
We're
great.
back.
So iTunes says we're legitimate,
Yeah.
even though we don't really know because no one's writing.
We're legit.
It's summer.
Okay.
Youth workers are busy. They're
True.
catching up. Jana
True.
just started. A lot of people have left.
We're trying to win them
I
back.
don't blame any of them.
Matt hasn't been on the show, so we'll.
Matt hasn't
We'll
been.
earn
Matt,
I
people's
screamed
respect
in
again.
everybody's ear last week.
It's true.
but we have. I just lost.
We're
my train of
featured
thought.
on iTunes, everybody.
We have Andy.
Oh, we got
I'm
it.
here.
We edited last week.
Third edit in the history of shows.
Because after let me just tell the story to everyone. We all kind of thought, because you could tell by the very end of the show last week, we were kind of struggling with it, or I was kind of struggling with it. And then we immediately afterwards, we were like, oh man, I can't believe da-da-da-da-da. And then, everybody kind of said, oh, it's okay. And then I went downstairs into the warehouse, and there's a bathroom in the warehouse. And as I was going to the bathroom, I just thought,
He was praying.
no, I just thought, no, we gotta edit that. And
Yeah.
then we edited, and we didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah, I think it was wise. I mean, it was on the edge of,
Yeah, but you were voting not to last week.
we've edited 3 times. That's
And
a
all on
lot.
McGill.
Yeah, that's true. Well, why don't you go for
Which
it?
is
Janet,
why
go for
he-
it this week.
Which is why he's not here this
That
week.
could
We
be.
edited him that much.
He's self-edited now.
That's
He's
right.
not even in the room.
Andy, mellow out.
Yeah.
I have a
You're
commitment.
hard to talk over.
I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses.
And talking over
I will
people
only
is
speak.
annoying.
I will only
Strengths.
speak
Right
when I
here.
have something to contribute.
When addressed to?
So
No, when I have something to contribute.
Oh, okay.
randomly through the podcast.
Well, let's talk about one of the things that we've got going on is a music intro podcast intro. Music
Yes.
podcast.
content.
They're really fun too.
A lot of intros.
Lot of
There's a
intros.
contest.
Okay.
Here we go.
They're super fun. We have about 8 that would be contenders.
Are
And
any
we-
of them raps?
no.
Speaking of raps.
Hey,
Yes.
More
No.
jingle-ish?
Well,
Jingle-ish?
No, it's-
Janice said, speaking of raps, we tried to get Andy to open the show with a rap.
Yeah.
That's just not my. It's my strength. I'm not that
Well,
good.
give us your
Lies.
weakness then. Go.
I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Give us a rap
It's
on,
gotta be-
on the opening shows, the jingles.
Yes.
Okay.
No, this is
Give it
ridiculous.
a try.
Jingle.
Give it a
I
try.
feel so much peer pressure right now.
Oh,
This is
look, we'll all
ridiculous.
take a drink at the same time. It'll be dead air.
This would prepare people for knowing why we don't have you on a lot. So if you don't
No, this is a setup for failure.
won't get any
This is a
more
total
emails.
setup.
We're trying to put you in a really bad position. So
The jingles that we got are really fun.
Okay, we got 8 that you're excited
About 8 that we'd be excited.
I'd
We
like
want to weed it
listen
down to
all
about
of them.
3. Okay, we'll forward them to you tonight.
Are we going to let
Okay.
you off the hook and really not have you rap right
Yeah,
now?
yeah, yeah. I just dodged that one. Shink.
Wow, you're good.
Thank
You
you.
do have skills.
Well, hey, because we never really talk about Simply Youth Ministry. What's happening
Sure.
with it?
Simply Youth Ministries has a lot of fun stuff going on.
Yeah, summer's a little slow though, isn't it?
Not this summer. Historically, yes.
Yeah.
But we're really ramping up for the fall pretty significantly. We just the newest catalog just went to press.
Saw it.
Yeah.
Just saw it. Looks nice. Looks
The-
like a comic book.
Yeah, it's fun. It's 60,000 pieces too. We've never done that many.
That's
So
awesome.
it's pretty
And
it's
it's
pretty
got
large.
illustrations in it, not just shots of
Yeah.
products and stuff, but it's got a lot of,
Yep.
I think, personality to it and
Yeah, it's fun flavor. It's we spend a lot of time on
Fun
it.
flavor?
fun flavor.
Is that like a marketing
It's
term?
like gum.
No, it's a Brazel term.
Oh, okay.
Flavor
That
in
is
here.
Brazel.
Ooh, that's nice.
The new version of Snapshot just came out, which is really cool. We're really proud of that. Spent a lot of time on that.
And
LifeWordsGotHeals.com will release soon, and then a new version of Life Where It's Got Heals is coming out.
Good. We
We
got
just
some
saw
new
the-
small group curriculum coming out.
We have 30 weeks of small group curriculum coming out this month.
And have you seen the 1 Minute Bible yet?
And people that are listening that maybe don't call us or use our product or haven't been around, Andy Brazelton runs Simply Youth Ministry.
That's an overstatement, but there's a bunch of people that get to contribute to the little company that we call Simply Youth Ministry. We have a fun team.
Let me serve you up a piece of that right here. There you go. Humble. He's very humble
Well,
today.
he's very
And
mellow.
he's a softer, gentler Andy.
No,
really.
he's always like this. He's just he doesn't like to be up front. That's why he's so
In
good behind the
person.
scenes.
Yeah.
Email is when
In
he comes-
email.
the bulldog
I
comes
hate
out.
you, Ed. You're children. Send.
You don't work as hard as me. Fired.
I'm sending this at 2 a.m.
No, you know that's not.
Not
gonna be
at
true.
all.
Andy's
But you know his
about
trick on
nine.
that, right?
What's that?
Do not even.
Can I tell?
Oh my goodness!
Out to everybody.
In front of all 14
Oh,
people.
The
You
trick
go.
is he writes it at 8 and sends it at 11.
No. He has it auto send at 2 a.m. He leaves his Outlook open, sets it to send at 2 a.m. So you think you're getting it then, and you're not.
Really? I don't really get those from him at 2 a.m.
Oh, he's leveraged those with us for
Oh, he
years.
doesn't
Just-
send the podcast emails at 2 a.m.?
No, he doesn't send the podcast
yeah.
emails.
Wait, you got
No,
the podcast
they were-
emails this
They
week.
were on my desk. Here we go.
No, I brought them.
You brought them.
I still I pushed Control P and
All right.
printed them.
Kevin
Big
Eckert
deal.
from St. John UCC, Freeport, Illinois. I found a product to help with the volume spikes of Matt. www.researchlab.com. Maybe you can contact them, and every time Matt blurts into the mic, you can cut to a commercial for the software.
It's a good idea.
There you go. Take
Well,
it.
we don't need it. We don't need it this week because Matt's not here.
They can pay for our bandwidth.
Yeah,
You-
we got to do something with
I
McGill.
hope he's okay.
We need to have him do like an online apology.
I agree.
You
A penance?
after he apologizes to us,
Yeah.
which getting Matt
I
to
was gonna
apologize.
say we're not a chance. Should we talk about the fact that we're drinking vitamin water instead of Propel?
Who's we?
All the Christians at the table are.
No, I don't think we should talk about that. This is from Josh Collins. I'm a Sunday school teacher at Heritage Baptist Church in Wasilla, Alaska. I'm currently beginning the Experiencing God study. Jan, are you kind of laughing because I tried to say the name
Yeah.
further from, and you still don't think people.
It's okay. It's
Alaska, you got out though, didn't you?
What?
Nothing? No. Keep going.
Did you get a haircut?
Yeah, I did.
Can you tell the haircut story?
No,
Go ahead.
Do it.
I don't remember the haircut
Oh.
story.
Haircut?
The one where I walk in and Matt and Doug looks at me and goes, "Haircut." And not good haircut, not great haircut. It was just
Not even bad cut.
haircut. And not even as nice as I probably made it sound right there.
It was fine.
Haircut. Yeah, so now every time, there's 3 years of this, no matter what. If it's a good haircut or bad haircut, it's still
haircut.
Yeah, normally you get a good haircut.
Yeah.
This one's kind of short.
She was going a little fast.
Well, that's right. I just feel like I need to salute you.
She was princess.
She was going fast. I was trying to make it to the podcast today.
I'm a Sunday school teacher at Heritage Baptist Church in Wasilla, Alaska. I'm currently beginning the Experiencing God study, but have had some people
Okay.
question the author. What is your take on this series, and is it something I should consider not doing if church members are having problems with this curriculum?
So do we want to talk about this curriculum?
Thank you, and this is for Josh. Fear God. I don't
Thank
really
you,
get
Josh.
that.
Okay, well, fear God. Josh went to the same college I did.
Okay.
And I used to have a little T-shirt line called "Fear God." Yeah,
You
it was,
did not.
instead of "No Fear," it was "Fear God," and I paid off my sophomore year of college with those T-shirts. So there you go.
Of course you
Thank you.
did. That is not surprising.
That is a great
Yep.
story.
That is true. That is a true story. Business management degree.
Yeah.
Start early.
People don't know how much of an entrepreneur you are.
That's true. And then I sold the original. When I was done, I sold the designs for $3,000.
To buytheforest.net.
And and the rest is history.
Wow. I did
So
not
yeah, I
know
mean
that.
that's now 10, 12 years ago, whatever. But yeah. So thanks, Josh. That's very
Wow.
cool. So now let me ask you this: do we want to talk about experiencing God, or do we want to back up, or
Well, I think there's two questions
You know,
here.
yeah.
One, does anybody know anything positive or negative about experiencing God?
I
Who
hear
wrote
great
it?
things.
Henry Blackaby.
Blackaby?
Blackwell?
Malcolm
I don't know.
Gladwell?
I don't know what he's. Somebody named Harry.
Henry.
Harry Potter? I don't know. Kid Wizard.
Blackaby. Anyway, some
Yes.
guy, Harry or Henry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blackaby, Blackberry.
I've only heard good. What?
I've only
you
heard
say
good.
the same thing?
Yeah, I
good.
only heard good. We actually used it at Soundback several years ago. I don't remember the context of what was being used. I just remember it was.
Do we
in-
sell it, Andy?
No, I was going to say if they decide not to use it, Life Together would be a great alternative.
You can just go to
SimplyYouthMinistry.com/lifetogether.
Life Together is a good small group.
Is a good small group.
Yeah.
You should,
Well, we've only heard good things about it, but I think the question that is helpful for others is what's your take on this series, and is it something I should consider not doing if church members are having problems with?
No, that's a
curriculum?
good question.
Well, the question is how much do church members dictate what you do in your ministry? So I can't tell when he says church members if this is his volunteers, if it is his youth advisory board.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's just people in the congregation, you know.
Is it the person you report to? Whatever. Right. You got to be super careful. If it's those people, I think you don't do it.
Well, I think especially if there's doctrinal stuff that your church is saying we don't believe this, which I don't know
Right,
in
that's what I was
experiencing
gonna
God.
say.
It's
Why?
a fairly conservative curriculum. I think Southern Baptist publishes.
Yeah.
It was by Rodman Holdman. So. Or Lifeway, one of those two, same difference.
But let's say it's a parent who complains and says, I don't like this series that you're doing. What do? Do you pull the series?
No, I think you got to ask why. What's your deal on it? You know, there was a big deal a few years back when that lady that wrote the Way Down book, the Christian Way Down weight loss thing about only eat when you're hungry, that type of deal. It's one of the many diets
Yeah.
I've tried.
Eat
One of
the
your fad diets.
And it's your
13
favorite.
grain bread,
Well, it was my favorite for a while.
For
Okay.
like 3 months.
fish.
Uh,
and-
Jan-
No, you wouldn't
Wait,
use
it was his favorite why he was losing weight.
Absolutely, that's
They're
all
all-
it is.
You would say the
Always
concept
great.
of eat when you're hungry is your favorite concept in weight loss
Because
stuff.
you can eat whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's the good part. The bad part is you have to wait till you're hungry. But anyway, she was big time. All these churches were doing it.
Ridiculous.
And then you heard something about her doctrine, which I don't know, and I want to be careful that I'm just saying I really don't know. But it was something to the effect that she didn't believe in the Trinity or something like that. And all of a sudden, churches started pulling away from that. And I'm not even sure they, investigated that. So I would, if this was a church member who's having doctrinal issues, I would take it by the senior pastor and say, "Are you concerned about this?" But if it's just somebody forcing an opinion that they didn't
Yeah.
like it, I don't think so. Then what happens is your entire youth ministry is run by the whims and pleas of the people that go to your church. So
Yeah.
at some point you got to be a leader, have a little bit of a backbone, and say, "Nah, here's what we're doing. Sorry, you're not excited about it. I heard your side of the story."
Right.
But
I
probably have
listened to
an
you. I
argument
heard you.
articulated. Be
Right.
prepared to engage in a conversation like that. So.
Well, in a few weeks it'll be over because experiencing God isn't like your whole youth ministry is going to center around that for the next 5 years. It's going to be 10 weeks or
12
whatever.
But the
Yeah,
principle that everybody can walk away with is there are always going to be people in your ministry and in your church that don't like what you're doing. So
Yeah.
you need to hear what that side is and, be able to defend why you're doing what you're doing.
Totally.
And then do it with integrity and enthusiasm, move forward. But
Very good.
not allowing the whims and whines of people to do that.
Thanks for writing in, Josh. Cool.
No fear.
Fear
not. Fear God.
So many things you don't know.
I
There
know.
was one of them.
Haircut.
Haircut. All right.
Brian Gurley.
Hiya.
Brian Gurley.
Girly. He never gets teased for his name.
Yeah, Anderson, South Carolina.
Not funny.
He says a couple in P.S.
Well, that might not be the pronunciation of his name.
That's true.
Might not be how you
Jana, that
pronounce
hurts a little bit. How would you pronounce girly? I mean, G-U-R-L-E-Y.
Girly.
He
not a lot
says,
of
P.S.
choices.
I have done Flamingo Invasion before and made thousands of dollars. That was a call back to a couple shows
Wow.
ago. Where we
I
were
think
doing
that's a
fundraising.
funny idea.
It is a fundraising.
Fundraising. Yeah.
And
Fun.
actually, Josh, you're always talking about Outback. My wife works at Outback in Anderson, South Carolina. If you're in town, free meals for two.
Ooh, Anderson, South Carolina. Here I
or
come.
free blooming onions for the whole team. So he's
Guys.
obviously on a free budget.
Yes,
You can
let's
either get
go.
free two or free for everybody on the team.
Let's go.
He's kind of gone from, it's
No.
kind of a long question, but he goes from being a youth pastor to going into a local Christian university where he was the resident life guy. He wants to go back into youth ministry, but he's 43 years old. He says, should I look for a youth ministry position, or do you think I'm too old to even try? And at 43, I'm thinking, he's the perfect age.
Yeah. He'll be a better youth.
course you
Well, that's the age that Jesus. Actually, it wasn't. I was
No,
33.
that's right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Obviously, this is an easy one for you.
Well, for me it is, but here's what I would say to let's say we're trying to, build a foundation of what is health. Is if a church was to look at me at 44 and say, well, you got you kids or teenagers, you're not going to pull overnighters, you're not
Right.
going to do very well in dodgeball competitions, that type of
Well,
thing.
you're not hip and cool.
That's an understatement.
Well, you don't have earrings and tattoos. Let me rephrase it.
No, I'm not. I haven't been hip and cool in 20 years, and that would even be questionable.
That is questionable.
But to me, it's philosophically. You're what?
We've
You're
seen
in?
You're
that
good.
picture.
You're good.
He just chimes in when there's just little zingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear it. That's
I
how
wonder if they-
soft
You have to
spoken
listen.
was. Yeah. Well, it's just nice to be able to talk without Matt being here, so that's great. The question really, I think, is, do you want to do youth ministry on, in this phase of your life, you're going to do youth ministry differently.
Yeah.
You're probably going to be much more intentional on relationships than programming. You're also going to recruit volunteers that are more your age than younger.
Yep.
You're going to probably be much more about empowering other people than be the Pied Piper. Because when you're
Right.
younger and new in ministry, you think it's all got to run through you.
Absolutely.
So, and if a church wants somebody who's, in their 20s and not married and has a lot of time and energy, that's what a lot of churches want.
Right.
You're probably not the guy, but are you too old? Not a chance.
Maybe we should start a
Okay.
podcast about youth ministry, but it's for other people in the church. Like, could we say
I
that
think
to a
that might
senior
be a good
pastor?
idea.
Could we say that to a church staff? Because the youth guy, he knows that. He wants to be in youth ministry, but a church looking at a 43-year-old youth pastor, I don't know. But what if we did something where we could say, here's what to look for in a youth pastor, and maybe maturity and age would be one of them.
You mean just one
Like a one-off,
one
yeah, where it's
episode.
like forward this file or
Yeah.
link or something.
Yeah, write
I don't
that down.
Okay.
Yeah, Josh doesn't write anything down.
I
You
will put it
even
in my
have a
phone.
pen
Now, here's
anywhere.
what Josh would do. Jana, can you take care of that?
Ready?
I'm gonna text this to you, okay, dude?
I'm putting it in my task list.
Okay.
You have
I'm
a
trying to
task
tell.
list?
I'm trying to tell if you guys think it's pick
No, I
up
think it's a
bike.
great idea.
Pick up bike at Sardi's house.
I think I would relate better to a 43-year-old youth worker with my style of ministry than I would with a 26-year-old youth worker with my style of ministry. So I would say go for it in his
Okay, because
instance.
I
You're
was
26.
actually
I'm 27, but I would
Oh,
the way I like to do
okay,
ministry.
27.
I am. I'm older now.
18 still.
Yeah.
Because I never was into I'm not into the all-nighters with my guys. I'm not into the the hoorah. I'm into the relationships, and I want
Hoorah?
to spend time with my guys during the week at small group, and then get a meal with them and go to a game or something. I don't want to go to the all-nighter. I don't want to go to the weekend trip. So I would say go for it. Do it.
But didn't that just recently change, like, marriage changes that? baby
Marriage totally changes that. Marriage, baby, all that stuff. The different seasons.
Okay, I have a
Get
question.
lost for just
Alright.
Melissa McGill. Let me see if I can get him on speaker.
Definitely know how to work your phone first.
Hey, Matt.
Oh, dude.
What?
I missed the podcast.
Oh, we haven't started yet. We're
Really?
yeah, we're waiting on you.
No, you're not still waiting, are you?
Yeah, we are. Where are you?
Are you serious?
Yeah, we've all texted you and we've all called you. Where are you?
I know. I've been in the executive team this whole time. From 1 till literally 3 minutes ago. We're celebrating that
So-
I just forgot about the podcast. I
You-
thought there's no way it's going to go all the way up until then.
Oh wait, you forgot about the podcast, or you thought that it wouldn't happen?
Well, I went into the meeting thinking, oh, there's no way the meeting will go all the way up until 4.
Oh, so you really didn't forget about the podcast then?
No, then halfway through the meeting, I'm like, gosh, this is kind of long. But then I didn't think about podcasts happening in the middle of the meeting.
Well,
I
just
did forget about it.
oh gosh. Well, how fast could you get down here?
I mean, I'm all closed up right now. I haven't even done anything yet.
You haven't, what do you mean you haven't done anything yet?
Hold on, plug my battery, my phone into
He's got to know he's
No, I
on
haven't
the
even
air.
turned on my
Hello?
That's awesome. Okay.
Wow.
He just lost his battery. Could you hear all that, Andy?
Yeah, you can hear it all.
Okay, that could be a great moment in podcast history right there.
I was
Not
waiting for
only
us to say something though that was going to have to be edited.
Our fourth edit, and he wasn't even here. That would have been awesome.
No, we got it. So he drives down here, and then we're done. Like Remy comes
like
in, he
as soon
signs
as it
off.
comes in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
What are you doing?
Show him the text
Oh.
message too. All right.
You
well,
did text me.
Okay. What did he text you?
Oh.
it's funny.
All right. So what we would say to Brian, if your heart is being called to youth ministry, yeah, go for it.
Wait, okay, going back to what you said
Okay.
though, you said something about leaders your own age. Are you
Yeah.
saying you would attract leaders your own age or recruit leaders your own age?
Attract leaders your own age. If I was in that position, I'm going to attract the people I hang out with.
Right,
But I'm going to go after some younger folks and some older folks.
right.
So, for me, I'm 45, 44, what am I? 44.
Yeah.
44, 62.
You're born in 40.
62. Haircut. So I'm going to attract people my age,
Yeah.
but I'm going to go after people who
Right.
are younger and people who are older.
I
No,
think
I agree with that. I
churches
just-
would be served better if they went with an older youth pastor. They don't
Well-
get the.
Well,
No, I
it
don't.
depends on the
No.
church though and what they're.
Okay, 21-year-old straight out of college, 22, or 35, 40,
With
42,
experience.
28 even. I don't know.
What do you mean 28? 28 what?
And just getting a little further away from 21, 22 is not a bad thing.
Yeah, but 21 is probably not out of college.
Or close. Well, they're close. They're on their way out.
Well, let's say this. There are advantages to both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there are
that's fair.
advantages to being a young youth worker. There's advantages to being an older youth worker,
Yeah.
and the church has got to figure out what they want. Now, what I hear a lot from search committees and things like that is we've had 5. What are you laughing at? Like search committees don't talk to me.
They're always like, "Hey, Doug, it's a
Hey,
search committee from."
This is first search committee. It's the Second United Methodist.
Listen, we're
No,
just
but I
thinking.
mean, like when I
And it's that easy to get you too. Like,
it
they're just
really
like,
is. Just call me.
"Hey, is Doug there?
Just
Sure,
call
1
me.
second, Doug."
949-257-1411. Just
Those are
every day
A.
a search committee calls. No, when I'm speaking at conferences and people come up and talk to me. Okay, how about
Search
that?
There
so,
we go.
So really, when I
That's
talk
better.
to search committees at conferences that I speak at, to clarify for Jana's cynicism, so they will say, we're tired. We've gone through 4 20-somethings,
Right.
and we're ready for something a little different. But honestly, most people that don't understand youth ministry or the depth of youth ministry or building a youth ministry team, you're gonna. It's like a sports, deal. Would you rather have a 21-year-old or a 41-year-old? Well, if you're Major League Baseball, let me take the 21-year-old.
Right, always.
Yeah.
And I would just clarify my earlier statements with this. I'm glad somebody took a risk on me when I was 21 and 22. But,
How old were you when you came to Saddleback?
well, I don't know, for
30?
29.
29.
29.
Okay, say 29 too. Somebody took a risk on you.
Somebody took a risk on me at 21 and 29. No, I'm just saying, I'm glad people take risks on people that aren't 43.
Yeah.
But I think it is a risk, and your church has to be ready for that, to invest in that 22-year-old as much as you're hoping to gain from them.
Yeah.
Not too many stars are 21, 22.
Yeah.
A few, for sure.
Yeah. All right, Brian, go.
Challenge it, Andy. Go.
No, I
Andy
don't have
was
a strong enough
star
argument.
There's
At
some.
21 and 22.
Yeah, but not.
Of course.
But to lead a youth.
But not to be the point person.
You could have done a great job.
Sure.
You
Ah.
could have done a great job. Okay.
But I
Is that Matt again?
It's Matt's
There we
text.
go.
He just said yes, so I'm guessing he's coming.
He's on his way.
I
all the
only
battery
have
he
enough battery to type 3 letters.
3-letter hurry before I die. Yes. All right.
All right. Mark This
gonna
is
be
from Mark E., who entitles himself Just a Junior High Guy. I was
Oh.
reading the latest issue of Group Magazine and came across the article called 5 Unforgivable Mistakes. And one of the unforgivable mistakes was written by a woman named Brenda, and it was titled Try to Leverage Lunchtime. I really don't agree with her idea that lunchtime is not a good time to spend time with kids because of the security. She suggests that we volunteer at a school and that you will see kids on campus. Being seen by kids is good, but having a chance to interact with them in their world is more powerful. Another idea, at least here locally in Iowa, is that the administrators of the schools are looking for people who care for kids. The admins are willing to work with caring people if they are willing to jump through the security guidelines. What are your thoughts? Should youth pastors try to get into schools, and if so, what way should they be part of the schools? Good question.
Very good, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, every culture is different. Some are really open, some are closed, some have good relationships with the churches, and Matt's on the phone.
Okay,
Is
we
this
got
the
it.
third call from Matt?
Yeah, but let's just. Hey, Matt.
Hey,
What,
my
what?
battery died, so I had to wait till I got the car into the car to plug it back in.
All right, well, hustle down so we can get started.
Okay. Beautiful.
I'm not sure I ever heard you say you were sorry, though.
Oh, I did the first time, but I'm sorry again.
Okay, are you sorry to Josh?
No.
Okay, what about Jana?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was kind of a bit.
That one what?
I mean, that was a little bit of a bit.
That was a little bit of a bit.
Yeah, give it a groan.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I couldn't have left. Even if I would have remembered halfway through the meeting, we spent the last hour talking about regionals.
Oh, you could have left, but that's okay. I mean,
Oh, that's right. Hey, Glenn,
You know what?
I'm asking for $560,000, but dude, just give it to me. I'll see you later.
hey, you know what? Some leaders are stronger than other leaders, and if you can't, stand up to people that are over you in the infrastructure of your church environment. Oh wait, my phone's breaking up. See you in a little bit. All right.
All right, back to the show.
Now this is one I will re-listen to.
I will download it.
Let's
And we
just
will.
note that I got a sorry. It took a
Yeah,
while,
what?
but I got a sorry.
It was a
That
baby
he said that
sorry.
was a
Pause.
bit that he paused. That was his bit.
But there was no bit that he just didn't apologize to me.
Right.
All right.
That must have been late before.
So what about Mark?
Okay, so I would just say you have to know the culture of your school. Like, for example, in Michigan, schools were really open. You could have a Bible study with outside youth pastor come in, and they encouraged it. But around here, it doesn't seem like there's nearly that freedom in California.
Yeah, there's not.
So, I mean, you got to kind of know your culture.
Like we've had in the past, and even this season, we have some interns at Saddleback that are going to coach teams.
Yep.
We've done that a few times. That's been a
Yeah,
passion of theirs
yeah.
in the past, and now they're getting on campus by being coaches. And so
Well, and didn't we take the Wild Side ride over to a school and just have snacks and sodas and stuff
when
in
they
the
get
back?
out of school,
Yeah, so you get out of school, run over to the church vehicle. It's labeled whatever, and then there will be some refreshments and whatever. Those are
We've done
yeah.
tailgate parties.
It
but
seems
not
like Mark is trying to say that he doesn't agree with her idea about being at the property.
Right.
That you need to be with the kids. I think when you say what's better, obviously a deep conversation with a kid is going to be better than standing, in the parking lot,
Right.
making sure nobody.
Well, you
Gets
don't
hit by
want to
cars.
be the rural guy either. You don't want to be the one that has to.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you can be in an environment where even if that's your only way into a campus,
Right, take advantage of it.
and a kid says, what are you doing here? And hey, I'm here because I just love being around kids in our group, and this is my way. So I collect change at snack, and that's my gig.
Right.
Oh,
I think probably the greater point that even the author was trying to say is spend some time with outside
The author.
the author of the article,
Brenda.
whatever, Brenda.
Oh.
I think she was probably trying to say spend some time with kids outside of your group and rub shoulders with the rest of the
That's good.
community.
Well,
and-
it is cool too when students from your youth group recognize you and introduce you to their friends
Absolutely.
that don't go to your youth group.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very cool when that
Yeah.
happens.
or kids in
you
your
get to
youth
see
group
the
are
backside
shocked.
of Jana's head the whole time.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Turn this way and talk to you guys? I will.
Josh
it.
does.
I enjoy it.
Well,
Well, we need to.
Josh probably goes back and watches the
Only
video, too.
Only the ones where I had a good hair day.
Here, let's scoot down a little. Come on.
Serious right now? We got to make room for Matt.
Well, because Jana is Jana here.
Ooh, I almost got your sunglasses.
Jana is just talking to me, which is great. How I like that. But I just
A
can't
little
be seen.
odd.
One Andy is so talkative. Oof.
Yeah. But
Got my water.
so should youth pastors try to get into schools and be a part of schools? I think absolutely. I'm on. Now I'm in a different stage of life, but when I'm on the El Toro High School campus, watching Cody's game or being somewhere with I'm seeing so many kids. There's
Well, not just kids parents.
kids, parents.
And families.
Yeah, it's
and-
huge ministry time. Sitting in the stands, watching a game, hanging out. But even when I go to pick up Cody, I get there early, and every single kid from the football team walks by, and I have I don't have conversations with every kid, but
You have one-liners for all of them.
I have
You
great
know their
one-liners.
names.
I know a lot of them. I know their numbers. Yeah, the hard part now is like the kids that don't go to our church that call me Mr. Fields.
Mm.
That's a little painful.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten over that one yet or gotten used to that one yet, but I get the Mr. Fields a lot, which I get Mr. Fields sometimes from youth workers.
Really?
Like
Yeah.
Southern youth workers?
I don't know, dopey youth workers.
21-year-old youth workers.
Dumb youth
When
workers.
people-
To call me Mr. Fields,
you prefer?
that's lack of respect.
I think my kids even call you Doug, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
I-
Well, that's the only word they can say.
I brought pizza to El Toro this year, and I worked through a coach a couple times to get on campus, which was cool. So Cody had a coach, and I was able to, get on to his classroom. But then the guys would bring guys from their basketball teams to pizza, and then some of those guys would start coming to small group, which was cool.
Andy is an
Very
amazing.
cool.
No, that's not why I say that, though.
No, but it's positive. Here's what I'm positive, because I've been meeting guys on the football team that I didn't know went to Saddleback, and I said, "Who's your small group leader?" Andy Brazelton.
That's the fun part.
They love you. They
cool.
love you.
That's cool.
You're-
But it's fun because being on campus kind of facilitated that,
Right.
which is cool.
So get on campus, interact, rub shoulders, somehow, some way, figure it out, do it.
Okay, let's pause just for a second. When Matt comes, do we want to just pretend that we just started, and we just do a really short show,
Yeah.
and
Like
then just
one
give 'em
question?
1 or 2 minutes?
We should
and then-
talk about the soundboard and be like, that's good enough of a show, and then be done.
We really haven't talked about the soundboard.
Well, we could
Should
save
we
it
do
for
a
that.
fake start over?
The sound.
Oh, no.
A hands in.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
right when you see him. Do
Okay,
it
we
again.
just turned on.
Yeah, yeah,
bring
yeah.
it in.
Well, what if that would be great to? Do you think we could capture all his stuff? Like, I mean, hopefully we won't have to edit. Hopefully Matt won't say anything. But we'll just say, Matt, we got to go. Let's get
So-
started. Yeah, so we'll do a restart, Jan. That's a
So
great
Andy, you
idea.
need to be about like.
Yeah, I'm just doing the sound right now. I'm just helping with the sound.
Yeah, okay. So
Oh,
Matt, we don't
brilliant.
have time to start, and I'll put the
can't-
watch down. That'll
He
be
has
fine.
to know we've started.
No, he doesn't know. He
Amazing.
doesn't know. Okay.
Okay, you gotta be looking
But
for him.
yeah, if
I'm
you
in.
see him come, we
I'm
got to
in,
stop
yeah.
him with questions.
Okay.
It's kind of like over my shoulder.
Greetings, gang. This is from Paul Thomas, Trinity United Methodist Church, Iron Mountain, Michigan. I'm beginning the process of building a youth ministry from scratch in our church. I'm a volunteer, and I'm also the spouse of the pastor. My wife and I have been serving the church located in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, an area of around 13,500. There are just about 2,000 students in 6th grade or under in the 2 schools. We have a church with an average attendance of
He's coming. I can
107.
hear his feet.
Is he coming?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Andy's like
So
me,
the game was good today?
concentrate
Yeah.
on the question.
we zipped here from the game.
Hey,
we're
let's go.
sound tested, ready. And is the camera?
Yeah, we're ready to
Let's go.
All right, we're rolling. Actually,
Dude,
all
I
right.
can't believe you're late even after me saying don't be late.
Matt.
And they get
Wow,
time
we
to
love
stop
it.
at the refrigerator.
Oh, you could have brought up water. Hey, we're seriously, we got to start the show. Okay. Okay.
Okay, hands in, ready?
Are you
yeah.
okay? Hey, can you just jump right in?
What's the get?
There it is, and we got to get
That's
going.
awesome.
I'm
The
ready.
kid is, we got to go.
She's got a thing.
She's bringing dinner to my house.
Yeah, I got it.
Well, she was
And I
gonna.
have family pickup.
And 1, 2, 3.
Go.
Hey! Hey, everybody.
Was that our musical intro for
That
the
was
week right
it.
there?
Doug Fields
The
here.
jingle.
Josh, Jana, Matt McGill, who is, I don't know how many minutes late.
And you're not even
Matt's-
sweating, Matt. Were you really?
Matt's 51 minutes late.
What is happening to your face right now?
Right? What? The woman of Bible's out again.
I know.
We brought it to talk about
Have you
it
not
today.
seen the cover?
I haven't.
It looks pretty sweet.
It
What do you
looks
think
like
compared to the old one.
it's well a lot better than the old one. But the
Oh,
first
oh.
one,
A solid black cover.
It kind of looks like when it very first came out. Yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of this dark.
What's it? Miami Ink? Is it the guys that designed this?
Miami.
Orange County Choppers.
Zach doesn't even know what-
Tattoos.
Yeah.
Miami Ink is.
It's a tattoo.
You don't
bit.
know. I love the that people think you know everything about culture and youth.
People
and
think that? Who thinks that?
everybody. They're always asking you questions. I just turned open to the day I wrote.
Okay, let's talk about that for example.
Right.
Matt wrote one day of the 365 devotionals.
No, you split it into two.
Well,
Oh, you wrote 2 days.
here was the deal. There was a word count of like 300
yeah.
And
Per devotional.
per devotional, and Matt does it.
It was
what
on the
it
It was on the divided monarchy.
Okay,
He said,
the
"Give me
divided
300 words on divided monarchy." I said, "Absolutely." So I gave him 900, and I said, "Not a single word could be taken out of this. You're gonna have to deal with it." So you divided the divided monarchy into
Wow.
two.
Did I?
That was right, just like
All right.
kind of the northern.
Hey, we got to get going.
We don't
Can I
wanna
ask you a
throw-
question real quick?
What?
So I was in this meeting, right, and most of the time I don't mind appearing stupid because I really am a total moron.
Okay.
But when I'm with Glenn, I don't really like to be dumb.
Right?
Oh yeah, totally.
We
So
started
like, what does the
running
word
out of
skunkworks mean?
Skunkworks.
Yeah, does that mean like?
Skunkworks is like we're gonna experiment with something.
Oh, okay, good. Because Dave Arnold gave me a nice compliment. I knew it was nice by the tone and the fatherly, comfort in his voice. But he's like, "Yeah, you're doing a really good job. Your job is to, do the skunk works on this." And I just said, "Oh, thanks. That's great." But I didn't really know what he's talking about.
So you were inauthentic. Don't you hate people that are inauthentic?
I do hate people that don't think, but I wasn't fake because I knew he was giving me a compliment.
Well, you thought he was giving you a compliment by the tone of voice.
Yeah, which
You weren't sure.
whatever communication's like 5% verbal. So the
Whatever.
yeah. So it was
5%
easy.
verbal.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it's unbelievable.
All right. This
Yeah.
is from Todd Eckstein. I thought Matt would like this one. A quick welcome back to Natalie, who showed up in the background last week.
Oh, she was in here
She was
talking
She was
to
in
Andy,
Andy's
I
office. Andy Slave guy.
think. Exactly.
Gotta get stuff done.
She could have her seat back anytime.
Well, she did play to the
Great
camera,
job.
Janet.
This is a
She
good-
did.
I was waving to the camera.
4 minutes into the
Just
show, and she's
great.
like ready to quit already. No, hang
You're
with
right,
us
you're right,
here.
right.
Come on.
Todd Eckstein from Central Reformed Church, Grand Rapids, Michigan. He kind of coaches us on how to do the podcast a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, oh, thank
like
you.
we need it. Well, you guys
So
do.
he said, Doug mentioned in reference to the joking sarcasm question that y'all have talked about this topic already. Don't forget that some new people are listening to the
Thanks.
podcast for the first time each week. Unless you wish upon all new listeners the same fate as the person who listened to all 52
Exactly.
episodes
Yes.
in 1 week,
Go back.
don't be afraid to re-answer even the exact same question.
I'm not
Does he call you
afraid.
Mr. Fields in that at all, or no?
No, hey,
Oh, okay.
So Todd, I want to let you know, and I want to let everybody know. I don't think I'm afraid to answer questions that we've already answered.
All right.
But there is that part of going, we've already answered this
Exactly.
question.
The
Yeah.
podcast is already a borderline waste of time, and then to answer the same
Oh man!
There are some people whose lives have been changed. Now, granted, we haven't met them yet,
Yeah.
but they probably
Whatever.
Yeah,
Matthew
remembered about
McNutt, dude, he lost all that weight because of this podcast.
Yeah. What about that guy?
What about
Remember
him?
him?
Some guy almost won Matthew McNutt.
Did he?
Oh,
Did Matthew
he
not
was
love
on
us?
He was the article, yeah.
yeah.
I like your
Yeah.
story, Matt.
Weight loss for
Do you
Jesus. Love it.
Hey, in the meeting I was just in, somebody forgot my name in that meeting,
Oh, awesome.
and I'm not going to say who.
What did they say? What did they replace it with?
Well, they didn't. They just, it was a long, obvious delay. And afterwards, I said to somebody else, I go, "Did you catch that? Did that person forget my name?" And they said, "Oh, yeah."
Okay, let's do this. Let's the count of three. We'll all go and make noise so nobody can hear, and then you say the name.
Yeah, I
twice.
want to. I want
Just
to.
Or you could just write
Well,
it
you
down.
know.
Yeah, just write it.
Huh?
You have a pen? Okay, here you go.
Yeah.
Wait, write it down so we all can enjoy it.
Why can't we say that?
Glenn forgot your name?
Hey, I just didn't want to get edited, kid. Man, we got like
We're
the-
3 for 3
We
right
might as
now.
well be
Let's-
Big Brother on this show. 1984 Orwell again.
1984. Well, is that what you said?
George Orwell's the guy who wrote it. Let's put it
Can you
economy.
write 300 words
The
on that?
Economy of Words.
Yes.
All right, this is to Jared
Got the
from
quiet
Jared
hand.
Middleton, First Methodist Church, and Steve Glosson, Southside Baptist Church.
Coming together
Hazelhurst,
across denominational lines.
Says, interesting that you talked about upgrading your technology
Thanks.
the other day. We have a podcast that's only 6 months old. Now we're just 2 youth pastors in Southeast Georgia, and he spelled it terribly wrong.
Georgia
Georgai.
sounds
That
right to
have
me.
quite limited budgets in comparison to Saddleback and SYM because I think he's probably checked out our budgets.
I was going to say, what's on?
Have you
But
seen
he's-
our sound
$48 is
This
what we
has
got
a
into
cape
this.
on it.
But he says, and our sound quality has run you guys into the ground
Oh.
even on our worst days.
That's great. Now get some content.
But you don't have Mr. Fields, Mr. McGill.
Well,
So let
McGill
the
in hell.
games begin. We'll see you on the top of iTunes.
No, I just
Wow.
got to say, obviously that comment was not directed at them personally because I've never heard their podcast.
Yeah.
So
look at the softer.
So-
Thank
No,
you.
but he
says,
Back right
P.S.
up on
try
I
that.
was afraid I was going to get edited again.
What's that
Tried
sound?
the hotline.
Backing up.
Oh,
Tried the hotline.
try and play that. Try and play that.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. You should have apologized to me when Doug said you didn't apologize to me.
I did it.
Tried to
That
call
hurts.
the hotline. Is our hotline gone?
We don't know our username or password
We
anymore.
so have that
What?
hotline on.
The
Yes.
Skype. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, he said it was the wrong
Let's
number.
give him
and he ordered
Brazel's
a
cell phone.
slushie.
Funny. All right, so we have a little youth ministry podcast competition going. It sounds like.
Oh, it's not our. We hope more people.
There's
listen
no
to theirs
competition
than
in
us.
the
Yeah,
spirit
numbers
of God's
don't
kingdom.
count.
All right.
Guys. They don't.
This is.
But we beat yours.
Is that all
All
the emails you got? I got a lot of room to talk.
We were lean on emails. We were talking about before the show started. We only got like 7. So if you want to write in, podcast@simplyministry.com. This is Jana, everybody.
All right. Here is one from Paul Thomas, Trinity United Methodist Church.
PT.
Here's basically the question. We have a church with an
Sitting
average attendance of 170-ish on Sunday mornings, and our youth program is non-existent except for a junior high and senior high Sunday school class. I've read the Purpose-Driven Youth Ministry. I'm inviting 15 people, a combination of parents, youth, and other adults, to go through the training with that resource with the goal of establishing a foundation to launch the new ministry sometime this fall. As I embark on this process, is there any advice you would give me? It's a good
Embark
question.
well.
Peace be with you.
Go with God. No.
Follow your dream.
Well,
Godspeed.
No fear.
Don't
fear
be.
God.
Not. Fear God. No wonder those T-shirts just were not.
Before the show started, I confessed about a T-shirt company I had when I was in college.
Yeah.
But we'll take it offline. Sorry, I don't want to bore everybody.
Okay.
But it involved. the
You
word
had a
fear.
T-shirt company?
that paid for a second year in college. Doesn't
Sophomore
surprise
year.
you, does it?
No, it
And
doesn't.
instead of calling it No Fear, which was the secular T-shirt, he called it Fear God.
Awesome.
Yeah. What if you would call it Fear Noah?
It was 12 years ago, guys.
All right. Any advice you would give?
Did you
Paul
also do
Thomas?
those shirts called the Lord's Gym?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right,
Always.
advice to
Okay.
Paul Thomas.
So it looks like he's trying to train some leaders before he begins the youth ministry.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
Okay. So we also have the PDYM training kit that Matt
Yeah, that would be a great idea.
helped put together.
That's the best thing NYLC has ever put together.
NYLC.
This is SYM.
SYM. Well, back when it was NYLC, it was the best
NYL,
thing.
you gotta almost have to explain that. That's so old
NYLC.
school.
Well, Simply Youth Ministry has been through a few names over the 15 plus years, and one of it was Making Young Lives Count.
Which I
which is
really liked
NYLC.
that.
I like that too.
Really?
It was really cute. It was.
What do you mean, really?
Oh yeah, no way.
Oh, really? I
This
liked
is way
it?
better.
Simply
Yeah.
Youth Ministry.
This is way better. Simply Youth Ministry is way better than Making Young
Making
Lives
Lives
Count.
Count reminded me of what I was doing.
Yeah.
Right, which is exactly.
And now they're simplifying youth ministry, saving you time.
You know it.
What if it was Simply Youth Ministry, Making Young Lives Count?
It is
Yeah.
Simply.
in my heart.
Yeah.
All right,
Nowhere
so
else.
back
Yeah,
back when it
all right.
was NYLC,
That very creative thumbprint logo.
Andy
I liked it.
was a friend of Matt who helped me
Yeah, really, what?
do the Purpose-Driven Youth Ministry training kit. And
Yes.
this training kit, somebody was giving me grief about it the other day, going, you know, I pulled it out to train some leaders, and we had to search the whole church for a VHS.
Yeah,
we
that's
should
awesome.
maybe update it. Do you
Well,
think?
Zondervan's got to update it.
They won't do it. Put it on DVD.
Then we'll put 'em-
Why don't we
That's
do
a
it
shame.
ourselves? Do they own the content?
Yeah, I would guess.
Let's
Yeah.
get an email to them right now.
Ooh.
Show them this bad
Let's
boy.
just put these. Let's
the
put
1
these.
minute Bible for those of you not watching.
Let's put these podcasts on a DVD and sell them as a training. That would be sweet.
People would have
We could do a PDYM
pay us
series
to-
of.
or
We will
have
do
to
a
pay
PDYM.
for it.
should. That's a
First
good
of all,
idea.
Paul, here's what I would say. Go to pdymcommunity.com.
Yeah.
Go to Michigan and find one of our state mentors that
Good
is
idea.
near you. Send them an email and ask if you can go to lunch with them.
Absolutely. We got
Or
some
her.
great friends.
Or
And-
coffee.
Or perhaps
coffee
brunch.
or any type of entertainment
Get
around
together
food.
with them.
Maybe indoor soccer.
And get together and find out what they would do and pick their brain, because chances are if they're a state mentor, they understand purpose-driven youth ministry and would help you.
But there's only a chance of that. Did you guys start the podcast? We're already 45 minutes in.
We were seeing how late
I'm
you were
so
gonna be.
proud of you
What?
that you started without me.
No, we started. Did you just look at the watch?
Yeah, it says 45.
Well,
Oh,
time
that's
and
how
Seeing
late
how
you
late you
were.
were.
Oh, you said I was 53 minutes late.
Well,
He-
took
That
us
was a
8
lie.
minutes.
Pastor
We
counting.
weren't ready to
Yeah.
go until 4:08.
Oh, goodness. You know, the only thing I'd say seriously, this is a very serious topic we're talking about, Paul, is that you got to make sure you make the relational connection. If you're going to invite 15 people and have them, you know, it's not just about training and going through some material and having some values and stuff like that, but you got to make a relational connection.
Yeah.
And wouldn't we also say though, like, don't try and do it all at one time? You know, pick 2 or 3 things.
Well, we've broken purpose-driven youth ministry down into 6 training sessions. As a matter of fact, Andy, let's do this. If Paul listens and sends you an email, we'll give him 15 books.
Cool.
15
Oh,
of our
that's awesome.
workbooks.
We like to call those participant guides.
Participant guide.
I'll be right back.
What's going on?
I'll be right back.
Should we introduce
Yeah,
Austin?
come here. Austin, come here. Come here.
This voice.
Yeah,
been-
Austin and Christian
Come say hi,
Griffin
everybody. Come here.
Say
have
hi.
been being babysat by a Sharpie.
and the internet. They've been
Yeah,
on
and the internet.
pbskids.org.
All right.
Come here.
Oh.
Come say
So
hi.
Paul,
Come here, Chris.
write to Andy at Andy at simplyyouthministry.com, and make sure it's Paul Thomas, this Paul Thomas, and we'll give you 15 copies of that book and the participants guide, and just use all of those people to walk through. I mean, week 1 is like developing a purpose statement, or actually week 1 is helping them understand that purpose driven isn't a program, it's not something to copy, it's not what Saddleback does, it's not a big church model, it's not a Southern California model, it's just how do we deepen the biblical purposes.
He's going to go through it.
What's that?
He's going to go through it. You don't need to tell him.
Oh, I don't need to answer for everybody else then?
Oh, yeah, maybe you do.
Okay. Thanks, Mr. Lateness.
That
all
was
right.
the setup right there.
Well, you know what? Here's what I'm thinking. Josh is out of the room. I think it'd be good time to end, don't you?
Yeah.
Janet?
That'd be great.
Matt?
Excellent.
It's just kind of a short show.
That was short. You guys did start, because there's no way you started timing on that.
Huh?
There's no way.
How do you know?
Because I just
What are
know
you
you.
looking
You
at?
wouldn't. You would know how late I am. You wouldn't need to time it. You would know how late I am. You would not need to time
So
it.
how would you feel if we did start the show and
I would feel great.
we just kind of got you?
How did you get me?
Huh?
How did you get me?
Huh?
Wait, what?
Matt thinks we started the show. He
I-
just
well,
looked at
you-
my
Instead of
watch and
having a
said,
short show.
Because you answered the phone both times
No.
on speaker, and you never do that.
Ooh, that's
But here's the deal.
Mr.
I
Pucil,
said
Dr.
I only had a
Seuss.
short amount of time and that I had to go at this time. So
Yeah.
Where did you
that's
say
all.
We're
that?
trying to be sensitive.
in
to Janet.
emails last night.
Yeah, she did say it. But it's
Beautiful.
still good. It's better to have a little show than
Yeah.
no show.
I agree.
No show like you today.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of no show, I leave Saturday for Africa, and I will be gone for
This is a long
3
time.
weeks.
What
So
are
we
people
should
gonna
do
do
a show
without
with.
us?
We should do a show without you.
Absolutely, you should do a show without me.
But the question is, will people listen without Mr. Fields?
Absolutely,
Could I
they
be?
will.
What if
Wait,
Andy
are you
took the
gonna
helm?
talk?
Maybe.
Would I
Because
help
he
you
didn't
out,
talk in
Brett?
the earlier show that you guys were recording that we
No.
didn't record.
No, I wanted him to rap. He wouldn't rap.
Oh, you
Oh,
guys!
Do you want to
can't.
have your
You
World of Warcraft
can't
buddy?
fool a fooler.
You can't do fool a fooler.
What's the word?
I don't know.
Can't
Fool me once.
Can't kid a kidder.
Is that it? You can't kid
I
it.
don't know. Can't
Oh,
take a
I think it
sandwich away
involves
from a fat
cuss
guy.
words.
I don't know.
Oh.
Who's fat?
That's
I don't
a
know.
phrase I've heard.
For
Oh.
some reason, I hurt for you guys right now,
It's taking candy from a baby.
and for the people listening to our show. Sorry.
All right, let's do this. Let's end it.
Quick show.
Send in emails
Good
because we didn't
times.
really have very many emails.
Well, right. We need more to.
Plus,
email
Matt
us
wasn't
this
here,
week.
and so
We
it's
have
short.
like 3 weeks to collect emails.
Short
right.
show. Podcast at simplyouthministry.com. We've got jingles that we're going to vote on. How are we going to vote on those, Andy? Next show?
Yeah, we want to play all three of them and let you vote through a survey.
So you're
All
going to pick the
three.
top 3 from the submissions that have been on the website all week.
Exactly.
Have there
Okay.
only been 3 submissions?
No, we had like 8.
8 good ones.
And
Eight good ones?
So that's
Yeah.
great.
How many bad ones? How many total did we get?
I don't know.
12. 25 is
Dozens. All right.
from
You want to sign off
dozen entries.
Bye.
for a 12-minute show?
You guys are so silly.
All right. Do you
Bye
want
for
to say
now.
anything
It was
with
a
World
good
of
show.
Warcraft, buddy?
Oh, you know what I called him Mike last week?
Yeah.
Which is Misha's brother's name.
Yeah.
And that's not his brother.
Oh, so like Glenn forgot your name and you forgot your World of Warcraft.
Your
Simply Youth
BFF
Ministry, buddy.
name? You
Shoes on the
forgot?
other foot.
No, not BFF. That's a
Oh.
different guy.
Wait, you have a guy BFF? That's
According
Whoa.
to Jana.
His World of Warcraft Youth Ministry, buddy.
Wow.
Yeah. So he and his wife were listening to it 2 nights ago or whatever, and then I said his name wrong. It was awesome.
Oh. Did you get a
Yeah.
letter from him?
Yeah, we texted each other. And did you tell everybody on the
Did your
podcast today that you
dragons-
learned what Second Life was for the first time?
I didn't learn what Second Life was
We
for the
knew what
first
Second
time.
Life was.
You were
I
here for
learned.
the show.
I learned that there was a church in there,
Mm.
which I didn't know, where they
That's
actually
awesome.
Do you know
show
this?
Yeah.
Life TV
Yeah, sure.
shows
Yeah,
their.
sure.
That's awesome.
It's Life Church TV's had an internet campus on Second Life for a long
I
time.
didn't know that.
4 months, brother.
That's
Nothing to
awesome.
hear.
That's a long
Huh?
time.
No,
In
sorry.
in Second Life world, that's
How many Linden dollars is that?
I don't know.
Hey, why don't we talk
Dribble Slayer
offline?
Gold.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, this 12
Did
minutes.
I tell you Dribble Slayer is in Speaking to
Yes.
Teenagers?
Oh gosh, you got me again. Was that serious or kidding?
It's a strong bit. Bye, everybody. See you in a few weeks.